Arganda del Rey is one of those bedroom communities outside of Madrid where people kind of know about it, but they don't really hear a lot about what's going on or don't really think about it. It's like a kind of active tourism vacation or a place to go with a bicycle. But Arganda is really unusual in the fact that it's the start point for the only decent rail trail in the whole of the Comunidad de Madrid. Today's Sunday, the May 9th. Kirsty and I are escaping the problems of the elections, mostly because we can't vote, so there's not a whole lot of sense in sticking around and just watching everything that's going on with the election. So we're going to go do the rail trail. And the rail trail in Arganda del Rey starts out there. See if we can focus in here. This is the metro station. So if you're coming to the rail trail, what you do is you turn right out of the station. Hopefully by the time you come down here, this stuff will all be gone. Turn right out of the station, continue down, and just past the gas station where that red house is, that's where you'll see the beginning of the rail trail off to the left-hand side.
What the hell is that?
The cow painted on the ground.
Yes.
This is because this is a via pecuaria. And vias pecuarias are transhumance routes which allow shepherds and farmers to move their livestock from one area of the country to the other without having to worry about motorized traffic. And these are actually considered king's lands in Spain. You are not allowed to build on a via pecuaria or any kind of transhumance route. And anytime you're on one of these things, especially if it goes marked with a little cow, like the ones we've got here on the ground or the ones that we've got here on the post, then the animals have right of way. Humans don't have right of way, but the animals have right of way. I really hope this thing's got an image stabilizer on it. Alright, checking both ways. Nothing coming that way. No cars, no motorbikes, no cows. Nothing coming that way. Alright. So today, we're going to follow this to the front. This is the part at the end of the new part. And then we're going to go to Tetulcia. I'm going to check out the male cyclists and have some tortilla. And then head down on Aranjuez. Sound good?
Yeah.
Think about it. We've had everything else today. We've had insects. We've had cattle crossings.
We haven't had any men with turkeys, thank God.
No, this week actually we've been pretty free on the... We've been pretty...
turkeys.
No turkeys like last week.
I was ready to take it on this week as well.
Why is that? Tell us the story about the turkey.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
I hate being on TV.
That's alright.
The story about the turkey, when I tell it, goes up for half an hour. You know that, don't you? We got lost, and we decided to go back into the village and ask a little old man who was sitting there for directions. Except his turkey appeared from nowhere. Like this. And we were so scared that you even suggested going side saddle so that it couldn't peck your legs. And the old guy's like, yeah, come and ask me, it's okay, it's just a turkey. And I swear to God, I don't know whether you think this or not, but he was sitting there like that. And you said, I'm looking for the Ruta de Don Quixote. Yo soy el original Don Quixote. And his wife like this. So I couldn't speak, I was laughing too much. There's a turkey ready to attack. I thought it was going like that as well. You're there talking to the guy about the Ruta de Don Quixote. He's telling us the entire length of the route, which he's done on his donkey. I'm standing there needing a wee like this. Just thinking, this is the most surreal experience of my life. And then that little old woman came from nowhere with a bag of lettuce. She was big, she was smaller than the turkey. Gets the lettuce. Cállate, coño! That was quite surreal. I was quite frightened of the turkey though, I have to say.
Yeah, I think we could have taken him. 2 bikes and us against a turkey, I think we could have taken him.
Like that at the time.
No.
I'm going to ride side saddle.
Well, you never know.
The picture of the turkey was so funny. It was huge.
It was huge. I mean, he would have been enough to feed like 20 people.
I didn't think of it like that, being vegetarian. So that's next year's Christmas dinner sorted out.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I'm recording.
Okay. Alright.
So, are you still fresh after 50 kilometres?
You know, I don't feel bad, but I do hate the wind. I really, really hate having those headwinds like that, because I remember the first bicycle trip I ever went on. I was trying to get from Cordoba to Arganda by bicycle. And to do that, I had to go through Osuna. And it was about the 12th or the 13th of July, just when the winds start picking up from the Sahara and they start blowing up into the Iberian Peninsula. And I knew nothing about bikes, so the tires were half flat, and I had mountain bike tires, and it was the most physically well, you know, but your mountain bike tires are well inflated, and that makes the difference, because these tires were not well inflated. I mean, you could have grabbed into them well enough. And I can't remember being in that much physical agony. I mean, I'd gone about 5 or 6 kilometers out of town, and I had to do a mountain pass to get into towards the train station that I was going to. I about 5 or 6 kilometers out of town. I was like literally going, oh my god! Like I could feel like it was like somebody pushing against me like that. And I gave up after about an hour and a half, and I rode back into Osuna and tried to get a bus to get back into Seville to connect in Aranda. Not realizing that if I just biked 30 kilometers in the other direction with the wind at my back, I could have gone to Puente Genil and then just taken the train down Aranda that way.
You learn the hard way.
You learn the hard way, and then the worst part of it was sitting in the train station and like literally being able to see the dust. Remember, this is
just
July,
on one half,
just on the front half of me, and having to take like a baby towelette like this and scraping the mud off my face because all the
Indian marks like that.
Pretty much, it was pretty much like Indian marks, and this is July. This is like the 13th of July, and I was cold because the wind had sucked out all the energy and just miserable. So anytime I think of wind, I think of that, because I just remember how friggin' miserable that was.
It's hard work. It's
a lot of hard work.
But we've made it.
But we made it.
And now we're going to eat.
Mm-hmm. I think this is like the main square of Aranjuez. I think, I'm not sure.
This is a freezing mountain biker.
This is a freezing mountain biker. So if we go down through that way, around where the fountain is, down by the end there, that'll take us in front of the palace. So, what we wanted to do, or what I wanted to do when I first started planning this route, was, if you look in a couple of seconds when we go over the Tagus, I wanted to see if there was a route that would go over the river as it goes down through Aranjuez. And apparently the Ministry of the Environment is going to start looking at the possibility of running routes all the way down through here, much as they've done down the Ebro. So you see that one, for example. And that's apparently going to be the next thing, is they've done this down the Ebro, going from Cantabria right down to, well, the delta of the Ebro. And Tagus is going to be the next one.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. So I'm glad to say that everything worked out fine. The last piece of video ended up being cut short because we've just found out that after the March 11th attacks 4 years ago, it is not possible to make a recording of any kind of Renfe infrastructure if you're on a train or you're not on a train. So don't do that, because they'll throw you off the train, or they'll try to throw you off the train. But no, it was a good ride, and it's going to probably be the last ride, or the second to last ride before I get a chance to take off of the Trans-Iberian. So it was a good chance. It's a nice ride. But yeah, week and a half, and then we go. So pretty soon.